$4.3 billion mining firm VP explains how this Bitcoin halving will be different. Guys, I want to get into this article that I just read because I wanted to share this all with you. Now, this is really important because the Bitcoin halving, to my knowledge, comes up in about 7 days, and we gained a lot of insights, a lot of important insights from the Bitcoin Cash halving that we had at the beginning of April. It was a bit of a lackluster performance. We got exactly the opposite of the story that the crypto community tells us about these halving events. So without further ado, I wanted to get into it because I think there's actually something about the halving that we don't quite understand yet, and I want to get into this article that'll help us understand and figure out how to best get ourselves ready for the Bitcoin halving. Okay, so let's get into the article. Now, Paul Giordano of Marathon Digital Holdings described the firm's strategy for the next Bitcoin halving event and projected market impact. So we get to see what a $4.3 billion mining firm is doing to prepare for the halving. Okay, as the crypto market stands on the cusp of one of the most transformative events, an upcoming Bitcoin subsidy halving, speculation and analysis is flooding in from all corners of the industry. Among those leading the conversation has been roundtable anchor Rob Nelson. In a recent discussion, he called upon Paul Giordano, Vice President of Digital Asset Management at Marathon Digital Holdings, MARA, which is a very popular stock, was even a meme stock at a point. I believe it's kind of still considered a meme stock, MARA, a $4.3 billion mining firm, to share a deep dive into the anticipated effects of the halving on the digital asset ecosystem. And actually, guys, let's go and just look up MARA real quick. We'll get the past year performance. Past year, we're up 32%. Past 5 years, we're up 454%, although not even close yet to those highs of around $75 in the fall of 2021. So, wow, MARA has really fallen from far heights. So Nelson opened the dialogue with a question on the exact timing of the halving, highlighting the uncertainty surrounding the event due to its dependency on when the 840,000th block will be mined. Giordano clarified that the event is expected to occur in late April. I've seen some estimates of April 23rd, and I've also seen some sites cite April 18th, which is actually my birthday. So, that would be kind of a cool correlation. So yeah, my birthday is April 18th. The flexibility in timing adds an element of suspense to the market as participants eagerly await the event's precise moment. Let's just see when the Bitcoin halving is supposed to occur. Okay, so apparently now it is April 19th, 2024. Maybe we can get some key facts and figures. Now that's not gonna be a good site. Okay, so we'll go to BitPay and we'll see if we can get, we're gonna look up how many Bitcoins are mined, how many Bitcoins are there until halving. We're gonna look up Bitcoin mining numbers. Let's go to Bitbo. Okay, so total BTC in existence is 19,683,625. There's approximately 900 new Bitcoins being produced every single day. Of course, after the halving, this is going to be around 450 new Bitcoins per day, which is going to rock the market, especially if you're a Bitcoin miner. So 93% of the Bitcoin has been mined. How many Bitcoins are there in circulation? And also right now, each new block adds 6.25 Bitcoins into circulation. So that is going to be the thing that gets cut in half, that block reward. Okay, so as of right now, this site, I don't know if it's exactly up to date to the second, but it says that so far 839,380 mined Bitcoin blocks. Let me go back. What did this say? 840th. Okay, 840th. So that's quite interesting because right there the math doesn't line up for me. We're at 839,380. We're mining 900 a day. And on the 840th block Bitcoin will be mined? Well, hey, it's only April 15th. Anyway, someone can check me on my numbers. That's quite interesting. But let's just go back to the article. And to address the market's anticipation, Nelson pondered the lack of significant price run-up leading to the halving, questioning whether this indicates a shift in market reaction to such events. Giordano responded by comparing the expected impact of this fourth halving to previous ones, suggesting that as the Bitcoin network matures, the ripple effects of halving events on the market price becomes less pronounced. He likened the phenomenon to creating ripples in a vast ocean versus a small pool, illustrating how the growing size and scope of the Bitcoin ecosystem might dampen the immediate market impacts of a halving. Giordano also touched on the historical pattern of Bitcoin's price peaking 6 to 18 months post-halving, proposing that the introduction of spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, and new market participants might have accelerated price movements that would typically occur after the halving. Now that's actually a very interesting take, and that reminds me of something that Giovanni over here at Bitcoin Power Laws talks about all the time. The whole power law model is a way of pricing Bitcoin. It actually shows to follow a physical law of nature. I know it sounds crazy, but guys, I got a video on it, and I actually talked to Giovanni afterwards making the video, and he thanked me. Hey, you know, what a great video you made. I'm not an expert. I took a few physics courses in class in college, but other than that, I'm pretty convinced that this power law model really, you know, looks like a promising way to evaluate Bitcoin. So this is from Giovanni's his site, basically talking about how we are actually 0.38% above price according to trend. So trend or fair value right now is 63,886, and then the real price is 64,127 right now. And the days from next halving are actually 5 days. So just to confirm that date for you all, and here is how the power law model kind of looks. Again, we've got it on a log scale, and that is all what power law models are about. It's very simple, just looking at things on a log scale. Okay, so Giordano anticipates continued growth in Bitcoin's value, albeit at a potentially more moderated pace than seen in previous cycles. And this, of course, is also what the power law model talks about too, because it's on a log scale. So you're going to need, you know, more bang for your buck on this log to get a little bit more progress on this log, if that's a way I can explain it to you guys. The conversation also explored the operational challenges and adjustments that miners face during halvings. And this is actually a huge thing that we saw with Bitcoin Cash. Not only in 2020 did we see this with Bitcoin Cash, but we also saw this just this month with Bitcoin Cash, is miners choose to leave the network because all of a sudden the profit margin gets cut in half overnight just because of the mining. Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash or whatever the crypto that you're mining becomes half as valuable. It would be like comparing someone in the 1850s going to San Francisco with a gold pan in their hands and going out in the river and actually finding gold on their own. Versus nowadays, gold is a much harder resource to extract. You actually have to extract a ton of dirt out of the ground and then refine that dirt and rock to get gold out of it. So it's a much more commercial process nowadays. And that's actually a similar story to what's been going on with Bitcoin. I mean, back in the early 2010s, you know, you could see videos of guys on the internet just mining Bitcoin with their little laptop. But nowadays, we've got huge, you know, the Bitcoin mining center in Iceland, for instance, consumes more. The Bitcoin mining center in Iceland, for instance, if I'm not mistaken, this is off the top of my head, but that mining center actually consumes more electricity than the entire country of Iceland. I believe that is correct. But it just goes to show that, you know, now you can't mine Bitcoin on just a laptop. Now you need huge data center. So it's kind of a really good comparison in that vein. See what I said there? Vein. Are you guys listening? You paying attention? Looking ahead. Okay, so finally, looking ahead, Nelson sought Giordano's perspective on Bitcoin's price trajectory for the remainder of the year. Echoing the sentiments of many industry observers, Giordano expressed confidence in Bitcoin's potential to reach significant milestones in value. He predicted a price range between 125,000 and 150,000 by year's end, and foreseeing further growth in the following year. His optimism is grounded in the increasing adoption of Bitcoin and a deeper understanding of its value proposition among investors. How about that, folks? Bitcoin is currently at a price of 64,000, and Giordano is telling me in the course of 8 months, the price of Bitcoin is going to at least double. That's pretty crazy, actually. It's pretty crazy, but you know, if you're a follower of the power law model, or if you've been following Bitcoin for a long time, you're in the Bitcoin community. It feels like a completely possible benchmark to hit. So anyways, we will see, guys, and we've only got 5 more days until the halving. So I'm really gonna be following this thing closely. And with all that said, guys, hope you have a great one, and I'll see you in the next one.